England has the longest winning streak in the NFL, 8 consecutive victories. Miami has won their last 3 games in impressive fashion. This is the weather today, 17 degrees with the wind chill, gusts of 30 miles an hour, snow and wind in the forecast. It has taken forever to get from Providence and Boston to Foxborough, and this is how the fans arrived and what they found when they got to their seats. Over a foot of snow and more expected. That is Olindo Mare with the ball at the 30-yard line, and Miami will kick off.
I would think we're going to have a lot of holders for kickoffs today when we have scores. I'm not sure many balls are going to stay on the tee.
Bethel Johnson deep back with Kevin Falk. The Dolphins, the Patriots, a terrific game on Showdown Sunday, and here we go from snowy New England. It's Falk from about the 3-yard line for the Patriots, and hit by Arturo Freeman and brought down at about the 24 on a 23-yard return. The quarterback is Tom Brady for New England, who has the best winning percentage of any active quarterback in the National Football League. They'll begin at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10.
And already we talk about this bad weather. Antoine Smith is starting at running back for New England. So last week he was inactive on the fast track in Indianapolis. Here in the snow and the frozen, semi-frozen field, you're going to see the big back.
Graham, the tight end, in motion. Handoff to Antoine Smith. Grabbed by Scanina and brought down with no gain. 2nd down and 10. Tom Brady has 2 interceptions and 2 touchdowns last week. Left tackle is Matt Light with his hands full today with Jason Taylor. Wide receiver Deion Branch has been making a lot of big plays for the offense. Troy Brown inactive today.
And Tim Bowen's out of that Miami Dolphins defense, Kevin. That's big inside.
2nd down and 10 from the 25. Antoine Smith again, right into Zach Thomas. Then they pile on, and they have Moreland Greenwood at the bottom of the pile on a gain of 6. The Dolphin defense forcing 5 turnovers at Dallas on Thanksgiving, recording 5 sacks. Best defensive ends in the NFL. Taylor led the league in sacks last year. Agulier leads it this season. The defensive leader is Zach Thomas, who leads the Dolphin defense in tackles. And Sammy Knight had an interception return for 70 yards against the Cowboys last game. 3rd down and 4.
Keep an eye on Zach Thomas. 54 comes into the game with a bad hit. Hurt it lifting weights on Monday.
From the 31-yard line, the pump fake, and Kevin Falk gets the call, and Jason Taylor brings him down, and he's close to a 1st down up to the 35-yard line. And he got it.
That was nice power football by the New England Patriots in the last 2 plays. On that 2nd down run especially, Bill Belichick's halfback Antoine Smith just put his head down and buried himself into the pile and moved the pile back about 4 yards. And you know, Bill knows he's not the kind of football team that's going to pound the ball a lot, but he's got to develop that functional running game.
It's Antoine Smith on 1st down and 10. Scanina got a hold of him, as did Moreland Greenwood. No gain. 2nd down, 10 from the 35.
We mentioned some of the injuries up front for the Miami Dolphins, and not having Tim Bowens up here. He's a great run stopper for Dave Wanstead, a defensive coach in his roots, and knows he's got not only missing a defensive tackle, but Zach Thomas inside the heart of this defense, possibly a little slow with that hip.
35, 2nd down and 10. Brady to the air, and outside the tight end Graham, and then hit and brought down by a host of Dolphins. They had Junior Seau, Zach Thomas over there making the stop. It's a gain of about 4 or 5 at the 39-yard line.
You know, Kevin, Tom Brady, when he plays winning teams, there's something that just brings out the best in Tom Brady when he plays teams with winning records, and just brings out the best in his football team, period.
He and the Patriots are 6-0 this year against teams with winning records. And don't be surprised today, despite the weather, despite the conditions, you'll see Tom Brady and the Patriots throw a lot.
Dedrick Ward is in. Falk in the backfield. 3rd and 6 at the 39. And Brady with play action, moving up in the pocket, doing it well. Has to get to the 45 and throws a pass caught by Deion Branch at the Miami Dolphin 45. Gain of 16 on the play and tackled by Sammy Knight, a first down.
We talk about Dave Wanstead and having a defensive background. He doesn't want to see that. See the wide open area in front of Tom Brady he can step up to? He needs his defensive tackles, or he needs blitzers to get in Brady's face and not let him step up and giving him that extra time that buys him so he can get that ball to Deion Branch.
Base 4-3-4 defense, 45 of Miami. New England opening drive of the game. Antoine Smith in the game with the call and rams his way into Knight and Greenwood and takes it for 6, moving the ball to the 39.
Well, New England's come out early. They've thrown a little bit, but mainly watch the offensive line on the right side. That means Andruzzi. That means Damian Woody. That means at the center position, the center Copen, the rookie, doing a nice job driving up and a little misdirection, pulling the right guard and bringing the back end behind him.
2 tight ends. Branch is the receiver. 2nd and 4. 8th play of the drive. 39 of Miami. Handoff Antoine Smith. Grabbed and brought down by Junior Seau with a meager gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down. Patriots have not gotten an opening drive touchdown last 17 games. Miami beat Dallas on Thanksgiving 40-21. New England won at Indianapolis in a dramatic finish 38-34. That sets up today.
And Kevin, people talk about comparing these teams. 2001 that won the championship to this one. That one in 2001 started fast. This is a defensive team that finds a way to win late.
Falk is in the backfield. 3rd down and 3, and Brady with great time gets away from Bowens and throws short and incomplete, and looking for Bethel Johnson. The coverage by Sam Madison, and now it is 4th down, and they have got to punt. New punter for New England is Brooks Bernard, signed this week off the street.
And just recently in warm-ups, kicking into the wind. From the right side of your screen to the left is into the screen, into the wind.
So in his first NFL career punt, Brooks Bernard gets this inside the 10-yard line and out of bounds at the 7 after the Patriots on their first possession today have to punt. They cut Ken Walter, who was their Super Bowl punter a couple of years ago, and sign this kid off the street with Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan. 1st place New England, 2nd place Miami. Over a foot of snow here in the New England area. And the temperature with the wind chill below 20 degrees most of the day, with snow and gusty winds of 30 miles an hour expected. This is Miami's first possession this afternoon.
I have to say, this stadium crew did a great job getting this place ready to play, because when I got here about 5 hours ago, there was about 3 feet of snow on that field.
7-yard line. It is 1st down and 10 for Jay Fiedler to Ricky Williams, who busts his way up the middle. And then a host of defenders bring him down after a gain of 2, led by Teddy Bruschi. Jay Fiedler turning in what was perhaps his best NFL performance last week in Dallas. The offensive line has been steady of late. Veteran Tim Ruddy will be a key in the run offense today. And running back Ricky Williams has had 3 consecutive 100-yard games, over 1,000 yards for the season.
Dave Wanstead says, Kevin, the key to stopping Ricky Williams, don't let him bounce.
2nd down 9. Here he bounces straight down as he is brought down by Richard Seymour on that 2nd and 9. He picks up 4. He's just beyond the 10. The defense now, nose tackle Ted Washington leads the run defense, which has been ranked in the top 4 for the last 3 months. Linebacker Teddy Bruschi, part of a very solid 4 linebacker group. In the secondary, Ty Law has 3 interceptions in the last 4 games, all led by defensive coordinator Romeo Crennel. 3rd down, short 6 at the 11. Williams in the backfield. They're looking at a blitz. Here comes Rodney Harrison. Here comes Seymour. And there goes Fiedler. Almost picked off. Incomplete. Ty Law stepped Chambers. And on their first possession, like New England before them, Miami has got a punt.
This game starting off like a typical division matchup. Two teams that really know each other well. And Ty Law knows he's got the blitz coming inside with Harrison. Fiedler had to try to get rid of it. That should have been an interception by Ty Law, but the elements took over.
Here comes Turk to punt into the wind with Falk and Tyrone Poole deep at about midfield. And this will be Poole, who dances his way up and is tackled by Travis Minor, who is up to the 47-yard line. A 45-yard punt, a 5-yard return. Well, the weather continues to be a story, and the fans who came today found about a foot and a half of snow in their seats, and that is what they are sitting on and standing on for this game.
God bless them.
God bless them.
This is, you only have to see a scene like this to realize how popular this sport is in America. Well, where else are they going to put up with this?
48-yard line, second possession for New England. Antoine Smith in the backfield. There are two receivers, and the lone tight end is in motion. That's Graham. And here comes Brady to Graham outside, dancing with Tommy Hendrickson, brought down by Hendrickson, Madison, and Zach Thomas as he crosses midfield, makes it to about the 47-yard line, picking up 5.
You know, Kevin, and if it seems like the footing's a little different in this new stadium that Robert Kraft and the Patriots built here a couple of years ago, the field is heated. It's heated to about 55 degrees, so it does get a little slippery at times in these conditions, because when you get snow on the field, it sort of soaks into it. So you will see receivers kind of chop into their routes. When they go into their cuts, you see the feet just chop, 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 chop to try to make the cuts, because it gets a little slippery.
Hendricks is out as a linebacker. Seau is in. Second down 5. Smith in the backfield from the 48, and Antoine Smith tackled by Sammy Knight. They're playing a lot of people up on that line in the box, close to a first down. He is near the 42-yard line.
Well, the reason they're putting that many people in the box is they see Antoine Smith. They know the conditions. And really, Bill Belichick and his offensive coordinator, Charlie Weiss, came out in the first series and said very plainly, we are running right at you with Antoine Smith. We have faith in our offensive line. We want to control the ball, control the line of scrimmage. And this is a team that will control it with the run, but would love to start getting this passing game going.
5 defensive linemen, 3 in the secondary on third and about a yard. It's Antoine Smith plowing his way for 2, gets the first down at the 41-yard line. And the middle of that defense got him.
Just coming over the left side right here. No real finesse. They've got Graham and Fourier lined up there next to Matt Light. And Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator, bundled up there in the gray hooded sweatshirt. Off to a pretty good start offensively, changing things up. Miami told us last night they never do the same things. Whatever we see on film, we know we'll get something different, and it's true today.
41-yard line, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Smith in the backfield, the pitch to Antoine Smith. Chased and brought down by Moreland Greenwood, a loss in the play of a couple yards. They throw him backwards, so 2nd and 12. Busy day in the NFL to New York in Jim Nantz.
All right, guys, with the Colts leading by 2, they were held on downs, had to punt at the 52nd mark back to Tennessee, where a field goal could win it. However, Justin McCarron's fumbles. Indianapolis recovers, ends the Titans' 10-game home win streak, and sweeps the Titans on the season. Huge win for Indianapolis. Let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
Wow, and of course, the Colts losing last week, Jim, to New England.
Not to belittle what the Colts did, but the Titans gave that game away with turnovers.
2nd down 12. And the handoff goes to Kevin Falk, who dances outside and finally is brought down by Sammy Knight as he approaches the 32-yard line, close to a first down, gain of 10. Another 2 yards to go, he would have had it. So a nice change of pace back in Kevin Falk.
Look at the assist Kevin Falk gets. Right here, Damian Woody, 65. He runs right into Damian Woody. Kind of had his head down. When Woody didn't grab him, he says, hey, that's a friendly guy holding me up. Okay, I'll keep going.
3rd tight end is coming Baxter. And they're going to bring in Richard Seymour in the backfield. Klecko is inactive today. So Seymour will be the fullback. Antoine Smith is the running back. 3rd down and 2. And Antoine Smith digs his way and comes close to a first down, nearing the 31-yard line. A lead block by Richard Seymour. Tackle made by Jason Taylor.
Yeah, how many 300-pound plus fullbacks are there in this league? Richard Seymour just slammed in there, but give Antoine Smith credit. He was stopped initially, I think, well short of this first down. His leg drive powered him the last yard and a half or so to get even close, but I think he's going to come up about a foot short. Comes Seymour right at you. It's a tough thing to figure out when you're a player that is not used to being in that position, how you hunt somebody up to hit.
Right. And that's how close they are. You go for it?
I think you go for it here. You're going into the wind, remember. Even with Vinatieri, who's a wonderful kicker, you're going into this wind, and I didn't see anybody hit anything longer than a 40-yard field goal in warm-up, so this is pretty simple. You go for it in this situation.
All right, so Patrick Pass has taken the place of Seymour. The two tight ends are in the game, and Miami will have 5 defensive linemen. Make it now 6. They brought it 6 defensive linemen. Now Seymour comes back in the game.
Now you get Marion coming in for Patrick Surtain, but you basically have 11 in the box. You look at the Miami defense. They are all lined up within about 5 yards of the ball.
Richard Seymour, a defensive lineman, is the lead back on 4th and inches, and Antoine Smith dives, and then he was knocked down pretty hard. Sayal was in there, and Brock Marion came flying in, and we'll have to see where they spot the ball. And the spotting is a little difficult. All the hash marks and numbers have been washed off the field with the bad weather.
Nice penetration up front by the Miami defense, and then meeting him over the top. Junior Seau, great play.
And we welcome those of you watching the Tennessee-Indianapolis game with Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan. Second possession for New England. Each team has had it once. Each team has punted. New England is in first place, 8 consecutive wins. If they win today, they win the division. Miami is in second place, 8-4. They've won 3 straight. They do get a first down on their second possession at the 31 of Miami. 1st and 10 for Tom Brady. A block by Falk, and Brady with time and throws it low, and Bethel Johnson make it David Gibbons makes the catch at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 8.
Oh, that block by Kevin Falk was just beautiful. Wasn't a dominator, but watch the block. Here's Kevin Falk. Watch him step up and make this block on Junior Seau. Just gets enough for the leg to buy Tom Brady the time. Kevin, they've dominated the clock in the first quarter going into the wind. And they've thrown it a little bit, but mainly run the ball.
Falk in the backfield on 2nd down. Hit by Moreland Greenwood as he approaches the 20-yard line. Approaching the first down on that 2nd down and 2 run. And we'll have to see where the spot is here. Looks like they've got it by a yard. And a flag is thrown late after the play. They had to get to the 21. They're obviously at the 20 as you take a look at Bernie Kukar, who has refereed a couple of Super Bowls, namely Super Bowl 33 and Super Bowl 36. It's against Miami.
Personal fall, unnecessary roughness, number 29 of the defense.
Sam Madison.
To the goal, first down.
So now the ball will be 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
There's Sam Madison on the left part of the screen, right there across the screen, late.
Kevin Falk in the backfield, 1st and goal, and grabbed by Junior Seau and by Brock Marion. No gain on the play, 2nd down and goal.
You can plainly see, and we keep talking about these elements, the snow is coming, the wind is blowing. You're not going to be able to do a lot of deep passing or any deep passing. Your kicking and passing will be dictated by the wind. If you get a score, especially a touchdown, it's almost like getting 2 touchdowns because there's so much more pressure on the other team maybe to try to make something happen.
5 in the secondary, 2 linebackers, 4 on the line. 2nd down, goal at the 11. They got Falk in the backfield and Brady back to throw. A block by Ashworth and by Andruzzi, and a pass out of the reach of Falk out of the backfield. Incomplete, covered by Knight and by Seau. 3rd down and goal. Well, you can see what they've done head-to-head. Miami came in here last year losing in overtime, even though Ricky Williams picked up 185 on the ground against New England.
The last 2 games have been in overtime. Earlier this year, that long bomb in overtime, the 82-yarder to beat Miami, despite Miami missing 2 field goals early, would have won that game.
Seven defensive backs. 3rd and goal at the 11 for Brady. Falk in the backfield, levels a good block in time into the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Givens. No yellow on the field, just a lot of white. It's incomplete. It's 4th and goal, and they're going to try for 3. And Miami does a good job on defense. First place New England to win today. They win the division. 2nd place Miami, 8-4. They've won 3 straight.
And the most important standing to me is New England has the number 2 position. Number 2 position in the playoff chase, so they're still playing for that home game in the bye the first week of the playoffs.
Damon Heward to hold. He is a new holder because the punter who did hold was cut this week. A 29-yard try by Adam Vinatieri, who is historic in weather conditions like this, and he puts the New England Patriots on the board. The Miami Dolphins are saying it was not good, but it has been ruled on the field as good. Let's see if we can get another look. And it is, wow.
Just inside. They went around.
I think right on top.
Yep.
I think right on top. But it counts.
The NFL rule says all the ball must go over the inside edge of the outside part of the goalpost. There's our back judge ruling on that right there. Steve Freeman, all the ball did.
Vinatieri, after his field goal, knocks it downfield, caught on a bounce near the 5 by Miner, who trips and falls, and down he goes, and a pile on him down there. They had Gerard Cherry along with Larry Izzo making the stop for New England. A 17-yard return. A division championship is on the line for New England.
Boy.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
New England just kicked a field goal. Miami gets it. They return it to the 21 where it's 1st and 10. Ricky Williams in the backfield, and Jay Fiedler hit as he throws. It's incomplete. Coming through Mike Vrabel, untouched and uncovered. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And as you hear so often in sports, a guy suffers with the flu and he's in the bed and he can't move. Mike Vrabel spent the better part of this week not being able to do much but take liquids and sleep. Jay Fiedler says he's feeling much better.
29-yard kick by Vinatieri. Miami punted the first time they had it. 2nd down and 10. They send Conrad out of the backfield in motion. From the 21, Fiedler again to the air. Here comes Bobby Hamilton. They dump it off and caught by Williams. Runs into nails. Keeps his footing. He's out to about the 25. Brought down and hit by, let's see, Brewski and by Roman Pfeiffer. Gain of 5.
Yeah, Miami taking a little bit, Kevin, a page out of the New England playbook. You know, Miami said they studied that divisional playoff game between Oakland and New England a couple years ago with all the snow, and they said Bill Belichick called at least 10 screens during that game. They said, we're going to look for a lot of screens, and they've already used one.
3-4-3 defense by New England. 3rd down and 5. Miami's got Aronde Gadsden on the top of your screen, and Chambers at the bottom, and Williams in the backfield. And here comes the quarterback, Fiedler, almost picked off by Asante Samuel. Incomplete, looking for McKnight. Samuel just about had a pick last week, too.
I hope that didn't hurt him. That could leave a bruise and a mark if a ball hits you that hard. Asante Samuel standing there. You know, he thinks the receiver is going to grab it, and the ball bounces right off his chest.
2nd straight 3 and out for Miami as Turk sets to punt for a 2nd time. First one with the win, went 44 yards. Tyrone Poole and Kevin Falk are deep back. The snow now falling as hard as it has fallen all afternoon. Good punt by Turk. That wind carries it downfield, and from the 20-yard line, it is Tyrone Poole, and gets away from Hendricks and chased by Greenwood and knocked out of bounds by Corey Jenkins. 56-yard punt.
But Kevin, Miami's been able to not do anything with that wind.
Miami has had it twice. They punted both times. And now here comes New England after another Miami punt. 30-yard line. They've got it 1st and 10, leading on a 29-yard field goal by Adam Vinatieri. First quarter coming to a close. Antoine Smith in the backfield and the call. And tackled immediately coming off the corner, and I mean coming hard, for the Miami Dolphins was Sammy Knight, who has had multiple tackles, a gain of 1.
I mentioned it going to the last commercial, though. Miami had the win in the first quarter. Only 6 plays and 10 yards. New England's going to get the ball now. They're going to have the win. Look for more passing from the Patriots in the second quarter with the win at their back.
Over a foot of snow. Vinatieri's field goal, the only score. First place at stake for New England. A win today, they capture the East. Miami has won 3 straight. At the end of 1, it's the Patriots on top, 3-0.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by T-Mobile. Get more minutes, more features, more service. And by the United States Army, an army of one.
With Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, happy holidays from snowy New England. We're in Foxborough. First play of the second quarter, 2nd down and 8. New England has moved the ball against the wind, getting a field goal. Second quarter, they'll have the wind. And now they've got it 2nd down 8 from their own 31, empty in the backfield, and Falk is on the move. And Brady is back to throw. And Brady throws, and it's caught. Deion Branch, and he's got a first down. He is up to the 44-yard line, and hit on the play by Zach Thomas. It's a gain of 12.
When you see the empty backfield and you're a Miami Dolphin defender, you have got to get after Tom Brady. Get in his face, try to throw his timing off, because he has 4 receivers in a route with Branch underneath, wide open in front of Brock Marion.
Empty backfield again. Kevin Falk atop your screen. 44-yard line. 1st and 10. Outside they go. It's the tight end Graham. Hit by Sammy Knight. Run out of bounds. Has a first down. And is down to the 43-yard line. A gain of 14. Let's go to Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, thank you, Kevin. They've just completed the first quarter out of the Mile High City, and in that first, Portis scored the first touchdown. It was then matched by Priest Holmes. 7-7. We start the second. Let's go back to you.
Thank you, Jim. Kansas City's in first, 11-1, a franchise best. Denver off a win last week in second place at 7-5.
Empty backfield again. Nice blitz read by Tom Brady on that last play.
First down and 10. He's got both tight ends in there, and Falk is a receiver atop your screen. And Tom Brady, with Taylor bearing down on him, throws downfield, and it's incomplete. Whistling over the head of the tight end Graham. It'll be 2nd down and 10. You can follow the playoff race with our exclusive projected seeds, brackets, and all the playoff clinching scenarios. Just click on playoff race at CBSSportsline.com. 43-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Again, the empty backfield. The 2 tight ends, and they got Branch along with Gibbons as the receivers. That is too low and incomplete for Falk. The coverage across the way by Brock Marion. 3rd down and 10.
You're seeing a lot of this empty backfield, and that's getting an awful lot of players on the line of scrimmage for the Miami defense. Look how they have back there. They've got 1 defender, 1 safety back there, and Brock Marion. You have to tackle efficiently. Brady didn't complete this one, but if you get balls out short and you can get a broken tackle, only 1 safety back to help, you can have some huge plays in the passing game.
6 defensive backs. 3rd down and 10, 43-yard line. And they send Gibbons in motion with Falk in the backfield and Brady. Great time across the middle, caught by Deion Branch. Leveled by Arturo Freeman. A couple yards shy, it appears, of a first down at about the 34-yard line on a gain of 9.
Little different look from the Miami defense there. Jason Taylor, 99.
Look at him right here. He lines up as a middle linebacker and comes on a blitz. Dave Wanstad said we're not going to give him a consistent look with Jason Taylor. We're moving him around. We're going to try to do different things. New England was prepared for that one.
Well, it's 4th down, and they'll bring out the chains, but appearing to be a little bit shy. They converted 4th and 1, 4th and inches earlier in the game, did New England.
If this is short, it's only short by a matter of real inches.
By a snowflake, huh?
Yeah, you're looking at about 4 lengths, and you're in a similar situation to last time. You go ahead, I mean, you go for it here. You got the wind with you. It's too far really for a field goal in these conditions, even if you do have the wind with you, but you've got your running game working if you're New England. You take your chances and you play your percentages. 4th
down, and you saw how far, about the length of a football from the Miami 34. Vinatieri's field goal is the difference in the game of 29 yards. Miami has had it a couple times, punting both those times. New England leading Miami by 2 games in the East. Richard Seymour in the backfield, Antoine Smith in the game, and he gets the first down. Diving near the 32-yard line, brought down by Brock Marion and by Zach Thomas, and a flag on the field. And it's against New England. First penalty against the Patriots.
I think he had the fullback Seymour moving.
Motion. Number 93 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That's what happens when you get somebody that's not used to, you know, the cadence, not used to getting off on the ball.
There's Seymour lined up right there in front of Smith. See that he tries to reset and move, and that's just less, you know, being inexperienced. He's not set for that 1 second. You have to be set. Otherwise, it's illegal procedure.
Here's Baltimore-born Brooks Bernard, named after Brooks Robinson, signed off the street this week. He was in camp with the Chicago Bears and cut. Charlie Rogers deep back for Miami. Dolphins defense was able to hold on, and this one is sent deep and into the end zone. Touchback and a 38-yard boot by Bernard. Timeout in snowy Foxborough. Snow continues to fall well over a foot. Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, and they are cleaning off the yard lines and all kinds of...
Miami brought their own gardener with them.
First down and 10. And Ricky Williams on the handoff from Jay Fiedler. Brought down on the play by Ted Washington on a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. And he's up to the 23-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and about 7. So Miami's had it twice, 2 3-and-outs. New England, with the win today, capturing the AFC East, has had it, and they've gotten a field goal of 29 yards, 2nd down and 7. 2 tight ends for Fiedler with Williams in the backfield, and it goes outside the chambers, drilled by Eugene Wilson. A good-looking rookie out of Central Florida who grew up in Fort Lauderdale. It is a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Listen to this. Gadsden will come in now with McKnight. I think I said Wilson was from Central Florida. He is from the University of Illinois.
So he knows all about accelerating in the cold there at Champaign.
3rd down and 5. From the 25-yard line for Fiedler. Blitz is on and broken up. Intended for Randy McMichael. The coverage by linebacker Roman Pfeiffer. And again, 3 and out for Miami. 3 3 possessions, 3 punts.
And Romeo Purnell keeps changing the look for Jay Fiedler. People think they have 1,800 different packages. It's not true. They have 1,800 different personnel packages, it seems. They play a various amount of defenses, but they change personnel. And right now, they're really doing it effectively and confusing the Dolphins offense.
Now Turk, for the first time today, punting into the wind. Tyrone Poole back at about the 38-yard line for the Patriots. Pretty good looking punt. And Poole from the 40-yard line, grabbed and brought down by Femi Ayanbadejo. The backup fullback, a 35-yard punt. 2-yard return. Timeout. Last 2 meetings between these teams have gone to overtime, with New England winning both. Miami's had it 3 times, punting all 3 times from the 36. New England starts it, leading by 3 on a 29-yard field goal by Adam Vinatieri. Antoine Smith pile drives his way up the middle and brought down in the secondary by the Dolphins, and a good-looking gain of 9 yards. Last week, Antoine Smith was inactive. Today, they need him.
Well, it's Bill Belichick's football team. Everybody's a situational player. Situation last week was, it's a fast track. We need speed guys. He's inactive. This is not a fast track. These are not fast conditions. And New England and Belichick are playing these conditions perfectly. Did well with going into the wind. Now they have the wind, they can throw.
Second down, 1, 45-yard line. Smith remains in the game. Grabbed by Zach Thomas, and maybe shy of a first down. Very, very close nonetheless on that run. Thomas, again, as Randy mentioned earlier, playing with a bad hip. A great night of television. CBS Monday begins with Yes Dear and Still Standing. Then Everybody Loves Raymond and the new hit comedy 2.5 Men, followed by Monday's #1 drama, CSI Miami. Plus an all-new late show with David Letterman. It's all Monday here on CBS, America's most watched network.
You have to say, against the defense of Miami that's really pretty good, this offensive line for the Patriots right now is really playing well.
Patrick passes in, 3rd down and 1. And Romero is there to bring him down. He's short. And New England is going to have to punt with no gain on the play. Let's go back to New York and Jim Nantz.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Update out in the Mile High City for the 2nd time today. Portis takes it across. Yes, he breaks the plane. 14-7 Broncos. Chiefs are driving, though. Back to you.
Last week, Jim, Portis had 170 yards in Oakland against the Raiders. Here's a punt now by Bernard. Deep back is Charlie Rogers. The snow has basically stopped. And Rogers, from about the 16-yard line, gets away from Cherry, gets away from Davis. Now Davis comes and brings him down. Back at about the 6, but they are going to mark him at the 10. A loss of 6 on a 39-yard punt. Timeout. Field goal by Vinatieri. Miami has done nothing today but punt. New England has gone to a 4-3-4 defense on the 10. Miami 1st and 10 after the Patriot punt. Conrad and Ricky Williams in the backfield. And Williams the call. Ted Washington hangs on for dear life, and the gain is of about 7 yards up to the 17-yard line. 2nd down. Monday in an all-new late show. Dave welcomes Academy Award winner Matt Damon, plus the latest Survivor castaway. And later this week, don't miss Julia Roberts. Dave's all-new, all this week on CBS. With Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, and Snowy Foxborough.
Okay, Big Ted Washington, number 92. Keep an eye on him in the middle of this line.
17-yard line, 2nd down, long 3. And again, they go up. Ted Johnson along with Jarvis Green and Richard Seymour make the stop on Ricky Williams on a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 19.
That was a nice job. A little teamwork by Ted Washington and Richard Seymour on that defensive right side of the line. One thing you notice right away when you watch a New England defense is how gap responsibilities are taken so seriously. They really know where they're supposed to be, and they stay there.
Still a 4-3-4 defense, 3rd down and 1. Williams in the backfield from the 19-yard line for Jay Fiedler. Ricky Williams running hard, has the 1st down, and tripped up on the play by the rookie Wilson. Had it not been for that, a 16-yard gain, may have been more, and he's up to the 35-yard line for a first down.
You know, Kev, remember I was talking about earlier of the Miami defense with not very many people up. Watch
Harrison come right up here, coming through the B gap. Blitzers on the other side, Ted Johnson.
No one's there for Ricky. Eugene Wilson just does get a little taste of knee pad and shoe and trip up Ricky Williams. That's the difference in Ricky Williams' running style right now. Watch his pad level. He is pounding people with his pads.
New England has gone back to the 34 defense from the 35. Miami 1st and 10 after getting their first down of the game. Great tackle by the blitzing Rodney Harrison. It's a gain of 1, as that is all Ricky Williams can get. Upcoming 2nd and 9 to New York in Jim Nantz.
All right, guys, it's Portis against Holmes. The Chiefs and the Broncos. Portis already in the end zone twice. Now Holmes has matched him. 2 apiece, 14-14. And let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
Chiefs with the best record in the NFL. I have never seen this before. A helmet is broken in half.
Jamie Nails. Jamie Nails, the left guard. Watch the bottom corner of the screen. Piece of helmet comes flying off. I look down and Jamie Nails is standing there without a helmet.
The Rydell Helmet Company, and I don't know if Rydell makes these helmets, but some of the few helmets ever broken were worn by Mike Singletary, who played middle linebacker for the Chicago Bears.
Well, I hope his head wasn't in it when he broke that one.
Coming in now will be Seth McKinney in place of Nails. 2nd down and 9 from the 36. Ricky Williams in the backfield. McMichael is in motion, and Fiedler back to throw. The blitz by Harrison. The throw is caught. Should be good for a first down, and Grant incomplete to Chambers, guarded by Law. They say Chambers did not hold on. Incomplete pass.
And that's wasting a wonderful effort by Jay Fiedler. You want to talk about a young quarterback, you know, what is poise like? Poise is standing in the pocket so you can deliver a ball to your receiver, and Chambers cannot hold it. Hits him in the chest, bounces on the ground, and then Ty Law kind of pulls it out of there for good measure. He never has possession.
McKnight and Gadsden have come in as receivers. McKinney still playing in place of Jamie Nails, is looking for a helmet. 3rd down and 9. The Patriots have 5 defensive backs. 3 on the line, make it 2 on the defensive line. And Fiedler blitzes on. Brewski hits him. There's the throw, and it is caught on the side. Good for a first down. Rondé Gadsden in front of the rookie Samuel. Gain of 12 and a first down for Miami. Up to the 49.
Well, they're going after the rookie over there, Asante Samuel, number 22. But the New England defense was in an all-out blitz position. Man coverage by the defensive backs. Teddy Bruschi was the closest one to Fiedler, but again, Fiedler reads the blitz and hangs in to the very last second.
They spot him at the 48. Williams in the backfield. The tight ends remain. 34 defense for New England, and Ricky Williams again chugging ahead, hit by Rodney Harrison. It's a gain of 3. He is into New England territory at the 49, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, this has been a different season for Ricky Williams. 1,800 yards plus last year, and it's really come in 3 different sections for him. There was the very beginning of the season. There was about a 5-game stretch in the middle where he just sort of lulled down a little bit. I think his pad level got high. He was trying to dance and look for holes, and Dave Wanstead said the last 3 weeks, Ricky Williams has lowered his pads and is really starting to pound it.
49 of New England, 2nd down and 7. First play run in New England territory for Miami today. Brought down. Willie McGinnis was the first to get him. First sack today, given up by the Miami offensive line. And they bring him down with Jamie Nails back in for Coach Dave Wanstead at the guard.
You come from the right side, you've got Todd Wade over there and Todd Perry, and Willie McGinnis at the top of your screen. Todd Perry tries to come out as an offensive guard and just doesn't have the power to stop Willie McGinnis, who has about a 5-yard run and start on him, goes right through the shoulder and into Jay Fiedler.
5 defensive backs. It is 3rd and 14 from the 47-yard line. Fiedler caught by Travis Minor and brought down immediately by Rodney Harrison. And a loss on the play of about 5. They got a punt.
Tell you, Rodney Harrison was coming from deep, deep middle. Here comes Rodney Harrison on the blitz. Who steps up to block him? Minor. What does he do? He reads blitz. He notices Minor's going away. He goes with him and makes the play. That is some strong defense.
So it is 4th down and 18. They got a punt. With the wind in his face, Matt Turk facing no rush, up very high, and then it dives. It'll be fair caught by Tyrone Poole at about the 30-yard line on a 30-yard punt. A Vinatieri field goal. First place at stake in a division championship. Awaiting if New England can win.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up. Fidelity Investments. Stop by your local Fidelity Investor Center today. And by the all-new AOL 9.0 Optimized. Life needs upgrades.
Very festive Foxborough with Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan. Miami just punted again. Now New England takes over. 4 possessions for Miami and 4 punts. 1st and 10, and Brady back to pass. Downfield incomplete, looking for Branch, and covered by Moreland, Greenwood, the linebacker, and Sammy Knight. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Tonight on CBS, when an FBI agent hides a star witness at his mom's house, there'll be no place on earth. Emmy winner Tyne Daly and Jamie Gertz star in Undercover Christmas tonight at 9, 8 Central on CBS. 2nd down and 10. 30-yard line. And Brady to the other side, right through Graham's hands, incomplete. The tight end, Junior Seau, covering 3rd down and 10.
That's a nice job by Miami's defense. That they've been right there both times. It's going to be difficult, even with the wind, to be throwing this ball. If there's any tendency at all when you throw with the wind, how often have you seen balls seem to either float, as we've seen Brady throw a few that have just skimmed up high, or they just dive down. The wind pushes them to the ground. Brady so far right at 50%, 7 of 14 passing.
Falk in the backfield, 3 receivers, including Dedrick Ward. 3rd down, 10, 30-yard line. Extra defensive backs in for Miami. And Brady with loads of time. Hitting throws. Akunlie gets him. That ball is loose. Now they call it incomplete. Incomplete pass. Boy, Miami did the job there. And Brady a little bit staggering as he gets up. And he'll head to the sideline.
Well, remember we talked earlier about that pocket, that ability to step up. Akunlie and Taylor both go around Ashworth and Light. The offensive tackles collide. The defensive ends come off and go after the quarterback. But the quarterback, Brady, had that space to step up. That was excellent coverage down the field.
Jason Taylor knocks him out. And here is Brooks Bernard. Low kick. And not very far. And to about the 41-yard line, 30-yard punt. We just signed him this week. And he struggles today, as is everyone here in snowy New England. The New England Patriots have the NFL's 2nd best record and back of 11-1 in Kansas City. I'm assuming that person is sleeping.
Yeah, they can't be bored.
Miami with their 5th possession on the previous 4, all punts. They begin it. And about the 40, 1st down and 10. Ricky Williams in the backfield and gets the handoff from Fiedler. Great play by Brewski. Slippery Williams. Down he goes. As Rodney Harrison again shoots in from that safety. And they throw him for a loss of 5 on the play.
Watch this replay. Check out Randy McMichael, the tight end, blocking outside. Conrad blocking outside. Outside's closed. Rodney Harrison gets him inside after a nice play by Brewski. We're going to give Rodney Harrison an honorary neck roll and 50 number and say he's kind of a linebacker today, because he's stopping McMichael at tight end, and he's doing some great support for the run.
35-yard line, 2nd down, 15. Fiedler being chased by Hamilton. Throw almost intercepted, incomplete by McGinnis on the defense as they were going to McMichael. It'll be 3rd and 15 as Fiedler was running for his life.
The 2 great weapons for Jay Fiedler are Chambers and McMichael. McMichael hesitating before he goes off the line of scrimmage, working against Willie McGinnis. And McGinnis says, thank you very much, cuts right underneath him. The efficiency, the rhythm, and really the modus operandi is pretty negative right now for the Miami offense.
5 defensive backs for New England, 3rd and 15. 3 receivers for Miami. Ricky Williams running outside, a block from McMichael, and a hit by Roman Pfeiffer that knocked Williams backwards and sends Miami's punting unit on the field. Timeout taken by New England. Miami is getting ready to punt for the 5th consecutive time in 5 possessions. A timeout.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new Chevy Malibu. Your private Malibu showing starts at ChevyMalibu.com. And by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller. Good call.
When we arrived at the stadium today, we were told over a foot of snow had fallen here. Our affiliate in Boston has called our truck and told them over 2 feet of snow has fallen on this Foxborough area. Here is the 5th consecutive punt by Miami. Turk fields a high snap, and Poole with a fair catch at the 33-yard line, a 30-yard punt. Patriots will take over. Tonight on Cold Case, an anonymous caller confesses to a 14-year-old murder. Who is he and why is he telling the police now? Detective Lily Rush is about to uncover the truth. Don't miss an all-new Cold Case. That's tonight, 8, 7 Central on CBS. A Vinatieri field goal, the difference in the game.
And it's almost like 2 different football teams, 2 different offenses. Now with the win, you've seen a lot more of Falk at halfback. You've seen a lot more passing after they came out really running the ball a lot more with Antoine Smith in the first quarter into the win.
Now they empty the backfield. Falk on the move, 1st and 10. And going outside, caught by the tight end, Graham. He was cracked by Surtain, hit by Greenwood, and a gain of 4. And they'll spot him up at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, I think the only thing that Miami is probably surprised by what the New England offense has done so far is how successfully at times they've run the ball. Because they talked about them doing screens. They talked about them dumping the ball to the tight end and little quick patterns to the wide receivers is exactly what they've done.
Patriots 2 timeouts, 2nd down and 10, and Brady with time across the middle. Graham again held by Moreland, Greenwood, and brought down with not much gain. We'll call it 3, closer to a 1st down and up by the 41.
And Sam Madison was talking last night about how what you really don't want to get into with this offense is 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, because that gives Charlie Weiss, the Patriots offensive coordinator, anything to call off his list. It puts you very much on the defensive.
New England with a 29-yard field goal from Adam Vinatieri, the 2-minute warning. Showdown Sunday will be covered on the Nextel halftime report. Jim, Dan, Dion, and Boomer with scores and highlights. That's next on the Nextel halftime report from New York with Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan. Over 2 feet of snow has fallen on this area. 28 inches, we are told exactly. 3rd down and 3, 2-minute warning. New England with 2 timeouts.
I like that. That's pretty close. Yeah, these fans, I said it earlier, God bless the Northeastern fans here for the Patriots. I can't believe this many people are in these conditions.
Falk in the backfield, 5 in the secondary, and here goes Brady outside on 3rd and 3. Dropped by Falk, covered by Thomas and by Madison, and they got a punt. Upcoming will be the 5th New England punt in 6 possessions. They do have a 29-yard field goal from Adam Vinatieri.
There's owner Robert Kraft in the middle, in a jacket and a suit, and his son Jonathan Kraft. 100 straight sellouts here for the Kraft and this Patriot organization since they bought this team.
Now here comes Bernard to punt again. His first NFL game. What a baptism in a game of this magnitude in these conditions in Foxborough. And he gets this off. And fair caught. Charlie Rogers back at about the 15-yard line. 45-yard punt. And that is met with some applause here in Foxborough from the Hardy fans. Well, December 7th is a date that will live in infamy. NFL.com looks back at what it was like for the fans and players who were at games on that day, Pearl Harbor Day. Read all about it at NFL.com or at NFL at AOL. Dolphins today play, punting every possession.
I think of two numbers when I see that. We've seen Ricky Williams run the ball well, but where are Chris Chambers, number 84, and where is tight end 81, Randy McMichael? McMichael's had 3 passes thrown to him with no catches, and Chambers has really basically been a non-factor.
First down and 10, handoff to Ricky Williams, hit by Vrabel and torn down. Mike Vrabel may be as valuable of a part of this defense as you're going to find. Throws him for a 3-yard loss. And he was at the 15, back to about the 12.
Well, Vrabel standing at his right outside linebacker position. It's where he usually blitzes as a pass rusher. I talked earlier about guarding from the bounce. You don't want Ricky Williams to bounce a run. That was exactly what Vrabel did. He stood there, he didn't collapse, and he played the bounce waiting for Williams to come outside.
Chambers and Thompson, the wide receivers. McMichael is the tight end. Second down, 13, back at the 12. Williams in the backfield. Handoff, Ricky Williams hit again. Stood up and brought down. And it was Bobby Hamilton who came through and knocked him down. Timeout taken by New England. 1 left, preserving time. 1:02 to play in the first half. A timeout from snowy Foxborough. They'll be talking about Baltimore's win over Cincinnati on the Nextel Halftime Report. Jim, Dan, Dion, Boomer, scores, highlights, and all kinds of news on this great weekend in December. Next on the Nextel Halftime.
Yeah, Dion said it in the pregame show. We'll look out for Baltimore. I've been saying that for a few weeks. He's 100% correct. That team scores points with that defense. Wow.
Third down and 12 after the New England timeout. Ricky Williams falls as he tried to cut. Brought down by Roman Pfeiffer, Mike Vrabel, Rodney Harrison, and a gain of 3. Now it is 4th down, and Miami has got a punt again. Every possession, a punt each time. Timeout. New England has tried to milk the clock, and they've got no timeouts remaining. It's a punt. 6 possessions, 6 punts for Miami.
Into the wind. Going to get great field position here.
And Tyrone Poole grabbed and brought down by McKnight and Ian Badejo. A 35-yard punt, a 5-yard return, and he'll have it at the Miami 47-yard line. You were right. You said by the emblem, and that's what it was.
Well, that's a great kick into that wind. Turk really drilled it low, almost like a professional golfer. It started low, and then it got up into the air and got a little bit of distance fighting that wind.
What can we look forward to now in New England's possession?
You're 15 yards away from a lengthy kick by Vinatieri. Look for short patterns, mostly outside. If they don't catch it outside, they're going to get outside and get out of bounds with no timeouts.
5 in the secondary. It is 1st and 10 from the Miami 47. And here is Brady. And he rips a pass on the side. Almost picked off, incomplete. Former Patriot Terrell Buckley stepping right in front of the receiver. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
A lot of fans here in Foxborough thought this was pass interference. Watch how Buckley plays the ball going for it. Does not make contact. And you always have to remember the defender has every much right to that football as the offensive player. Does not make physical contact. Kind of morphs his body somehow around Deion Branch.
He was going for Branch. You're right. 2nd down 10, 47-yard line. Shotgun snap by the rookie Copen out of Boston College. Here they come at Brady. He's hit by a Gourlier and brought down for the first Miami sack. Remember, New England has no timeouts. They cannot stop the clock.
And not much panic in them either. They're calling a play at the line of scrimmage, but it's 3rd down. It's 3rd down, and they need 20 yards for field goal range.
13th sack for Gourlier. It is 3rd down and 12 from the Miami 49. Here they come again as Brady slings a pass low, and Branch says he got it, and they say he does. It is a 1st down. It's at the 35-yard line. They got to kill the clock. A 14-yard gain. Brady spikes it with 3 seconds seconds to play in the second quarter. And now they bring on Adam Vinatieri to try to tack on 3 more.
Yeah, I talk all the time about situational football, and nobody does situational football better than New England. You might have seen one of the best situational jobs done in the NFL this year by that offense, getting up there, getting set that quickly, that fast to save time so Adam Vinatieri can try this field goal.
Very good point. Vinatieri is long this year, 48. This will be a 54-yard try. Heward to hold. Lonnie Paxton to center. The wind is at his back. 54 yards. This would be a season long by Adam Vinatieri. No good. Wide right. So the Dolphins avoid it, and they're down by just 3 at halftime.
This in the second half will be just like the first. The wind will be a factor, and it'll all be field position.
Miami had the ball 6 times, and they punted every time. New England punted most of the first half, but they did get a 29-yard field goal from Adam Vinatieri. The Patriots, with the win the division. Miami tries to stay in it. They're down by 3 at halftime. Miami has had it 6 times, punting each time. New England has missed a field goal and gotten a 29-yard boot from Adam Vinatieri with Andy Cross, Kevin Harlan. Great to have you with us. 28 inches of snow have fallen here on us. Let's take a look quickly at the AFC playoff picture. We told you that for New England, a win today, they win the division.
First place in the AFC is also at stake, meaning home field advantage.
Well, home field advantage, but Kansas City and New England want to control who is going to have that off week, who gets that bye the first week of the playoffs. And you look at a team like Baltimore now at 8-5. Look at their schedule. I talked about it before the half. They could be 11-5.
So a lot at stake for New England, and Miami,
if they should go on to win, would win their 4th consecutive game and be right on New England's heels.
And time of possession has really told the story, not only of the game, but really of the mood of the game. New England has controlled the game, whether they've been into the wind or with the wind. They've controlled the ground. They've outgained Miami on the ground. They've outgained Miami in the air. Defensively, though, the story for this football team of New England is that their defense has smothered Jay Fiedler in the Miami offense.
So here comes Adam Vinatieri to kick off our second half. And the line drive boot. And dying and vacuumed in by Travis Minor, who is ushered out of bounds by Larry Izzo and Matt Chatham, in a return of 12 yards near the 32-yard line.
Jay Fiedler has been under constant pressure. That's the only way to explain it, and it hasn't come from pass rushers. It's come mostly from blitzers and just a smothering style of defense. And Ricky Williams had one big run, but otherwise he also has been stuffed by this defense of New England. And when your leading receiver has 1 catch for 11 yards, it tells a big story about how your defensive backs have played.
32-yard line. Donald Lee, the tight end, is in motion and setting up. 3 receivers, including McMichael. Ricky Williams in the backfield. 1st and 10 handoff. And swallowed up. Washington got a hand on him. McGinnis is in there as well. A gain of a yard. 2nd down and 9.
One of the big matchups in this game is right in the middle. Tim Ruddy. In this case, Tim Ruddy's going against Seymour, 93. I'm sorry, that's Washington, 92. And he just takes the entire hole and just kind of closes it with his body. Now, Seymour and Washington both have that ability to stay in their gap and at the same time close the gap next to him.
Conrad now comes in, 2nd down, and we'll call it 8. And Fiedler again, downfield, caught by Chambers, belted by Ty Law into New England territory, 49-yard line, a pickup of 18 yards.
There you go, Dolphins. That's what you need to do offensively. You have to give Jay Fiedler the time. Throwing to the receiver, Chambers in the slot. Working against Ty Law, looking for that little help inside, but Fiedler got the time to throw it and delivered it perfectly to the 3rd-year player out of Wisconsin.
Seymour, Washington, and Hamilton on the defensive line. No changes on the offensive line for Miami. 1st down and 10. Patriot 49-yard line for the Dolphins. And Fiedler with a block from Wade Smith. Throws to McKnight, who is brought down by Teddy Bruschi. A gain of about 4 down to the 45-yard line.
Just look at those first 2 passes of the second half, and this Miami Dolphins offense has a whole different feel to it. Getting plenty of protection.
When it's cold, this is what happens to the Dolphins.
Well, under 50 is not much cold, but when you look at the numbers that go along with it, the biggest thing is the turnover differential. Miami gets in bad conditions, and they've turned the ball over in the past.
And those are the conditions today. The wind chill is sinking. The winds are picking up, and it has begun to snow again. 2nd down and 6. Ricky Williams. They got Washington in there again with the stop. Also a hit from the secondary. Bruschi came in from a linebacking position, about 2-3 yards on the carry.
If you look for a microcosm of a football team, in my mind, it's your offensive line. And talking to Dave Wanstead last night, he was very impressed and very effusive talking about his offensive line and their play the last 3 weeks. And that's the group right now. And look at Jamie Nails. Jamie Nails and the rest of that offensive line have got to try to take this game over if this team is going to keep moving the ball.
A 5th defensive back has come in for New England. 4 receivers for Miami. 3rd down and 4 as Fiedler goes down the side. He's got his receiver, but it's incomplete. Chambers downfield. Harrison Wright with them. Incomplete. And they will try a punt here with Matt Turk on 4th down.
The line did just about the job they needed to do. Fiedler had a little bit of pressure. That coming from Richard Seymour working inside. Just got about 3 yards of penetration.
Kevin Falk is inside the 10. And Turk to punt for a 7th consecutive Miami possession. Falk into the end zone. Back to the 20. New England will get it for the first time in the second half after the 43-yard boot, leading 3-0.
They're ready for some football here in New England, eh, Kev?
Was it Herman Meyer? 20-yard line after the Miami punt. First second half possession for Brady. The pitch out to Antoine Smith and tries to wheel around. Junior Seau lassos him. No gain on the play.
Well, so far, Kevin Falk might have made the
Play of the game, and it's a little thing. See, he never fair catches, so now he can block. Look at him make a beeline for Darius Thompson, 88 right there, blocking him and didn't even have to touch him, but he shielded him from being able to down that ball. That was an excellent play, and Matt Turk thought, hey, I got my guy down there, I had a shot, but nice play by Falk.
2nd down 10. Antoine Smith up the middle, caught by Knight and Brock Marion. Gain of 8 on the play, 3rd down and 2, and he's up to the 28-yard line. There's Kevin Falk out of LSU.
And, you know, it's a great play by him 2 plays ago, and then his buddy at running back, Antoine Smith. You play for the New England Patriots, much like the Dolphins, but you play for this team up here, you can't have an ego. You know, Smith was inactive last week. Here's a guy that 2 years ago was on a Super Bowl winning team and 1,000-yard rusher, kind of the star of the second half of the season. He didn't even suit up.
3rd down and 2. Antoine Smith stopped and hit and brought down Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas along with Sammy Knight. All have a hand on that tackle. A loss of 2. New England's got a punt.
And you remember we've been talking about the penetration of the New England defense. Look at Miami get across the ball. That is excellent. Larry Chester, Scanina, Junior Seau, the whole inside of that defense, Agunlier.
Sammy Knight has had a terrific game on defense.
Here's a young punter again, punting into the wind. He struggled with the wind.
All New England's been able to get today a 29-yard field goal by Adam Vinatieri. 2 Dolphins are deep back, led by Charlie Rogers. And the punt is a good one. Low and a line drive and back to the 25-yard line. Charlie Rogers. And grabbed and brought down. They had Don Davis along with linebacker Matt Chatham. 11-yard return. A 49-yard punt by Bernard.
Nice job by the young punter. His first game in the NFL.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. Saturn, makers of the highly adaptable View, stylish midsize L300, and the fun-to-drive Ion. And by Nextel coast-to-coast walkie-talkie. Nextel, done.
Takes takes a lot of juice to make it look like that, huh?
Yeah, it looks like the Griswold's house.
Well, you can see right here what the Dolphins have done from the 35 after the New England punt. 1st and 10. Fiedler throws, caught by Conrad, grabbed by Roman Pfeiffer. It's a gain of 7, and he is up to the 42-yard line. Survivor Week kicks off Thursday with an all-new episode. The women have the numbers, but do they have the plan to beat the guys? Then 1 week from tonight, it's the surprising season finale you can't miss. Survivor Week begins Thursday, followed by the season finale next Sunday on CBS. 2nd down 3, Ricky Williams. Smothered, Harrison was in there. Ted Washington gained it 2. 3rd down, Randy, and about a yard or 2 to go.
Yeah, I talked about the offensive line for Miami, and I think if you have to be even more specific, I think even guard to guard, you look inside at the job that you have Tim Ruddy, Jamie Nails, and Todd Perry. They've got to be the difference makers inside.
Well, you saw they tried to get up there quickly, and the flags were flying.
Ball start. 71 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's right. Tackle Todd Wade.
There's Todd Wade right there. About 5 yards too early.
Well, now at 3rd and about a yard.
That is a huge penalty by Dave Wannstedt's right tackle. I mean, that's a veteran tackle, too, making a rookie mistake.
3rd and 6. 5 in the secondary for New England. 4 receivers, including the tight end McMichael from the 39. Fiedler the snap from running. And Fiedler throws right through the hands, incomplete, of James McKnight. Miami has got a punt once again. This is their 8th consecutive punt on 8 possessions this afternoon. Tyrone Poole is back. 19-yard line. Turk will have what wind remains at his back. And Poole waving his arm, letting it bounce at the 15 and down inside, and a flag is thrown. Darius Thompson touched the ball.
It's illegal touching. Remember the kicking team, every time you do that, I don't think it was holding. I don't think it was, pushing the back or anything like that. I think the kicking team, when you're first to touch it, they're going to call that illegal touch.
Illegal touching, number 88 of the kicking team. He went out of bounds and was the first to touch the ball. That's a 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
You saw the one official go in there with no hat on. When a guy goes out of bounds, he takes off his hat to mark where he went out of bounds.
Right, he's marked it with the hat, and another penalty by Dave Wannstedt's football team. Remember, and here he is up here. Watch the double team working against McKnight, and right now he's out of bounds. See? He's out of bounds. Nice call by the officials. He can't be the first one to touch the ball. That's what happens. Remember, they would have had the ball in the 5. Let's keep track of how many yards they're going to lose because of that penalty.
Right, Turk back to punt. Now they bring in Kevin Falk to couple him with Tyrone Poole. Another great punt. And this will be Falk. And he's back at the 21-yard line. And he is taken down by Hendricks and by Moreland Greenwood. So the ball would have been down at the 9 after a 12-yard return on a 44-yard punt. Now the ball is at the 34-yard line. Wind chill makes it about 15 degrees. There's a Goonley on the sideline, and their Dolphins defense out on the field.
Well, it's kind of like having your leading rusher standing next to you when your team's got the ball. Got the leading sacker in the NFL warming his feet and his helmet.
After the Miami penalty and punt, 34-yard line, New England 1st and 10. Antoine Smith in the backfield. Here they come. Brady's down. And a sack for Greenwood and Seau, and a loss of 9 on the play. And they'll move him back to the 25-yard line.
Well, that was a sack for Bates, the defensive coordinator of Miami. He called this blitz. Sam Madison's up there in a man-type coverage. You got Junior Seau, you got Taylor, and you've got Tom Brady just hauling back as fast as he can. Watch him trip up on 32, Antoine Smith. Right there. Steps right on his right foot. He knew the blitz was coming, though, and he was getting the heck out of there.
2nd and 19. Givens and Branch and Ward are the 3 receivers. Extra defensive back in for Miami, 25-yard line. And Brady, with time, throws, and it's caught by Dedrick Ward, a former Dolphin, covered by Madison. And a gain of 9, make it 14 yards on 2nd and 19, makes it 3rd and 5. Which of the following players should be the AFC starting Pro Bowl quarterback? Cast your vote at NFL.com. Wale Ogunleye is back in the game.
We know his helmet's warm. We know his feet are warm. So he ought to be able to come screaming off the edge of that defense, just like Taylor on the other side, 99.
6 in the defensive secondary. They got Falk in the game, 3rd and 5. And that is incomplete. Looked like they were going for David Givens. Incomplete pass, and New England has got a punt. There was Arturo Freeman in the vicinity, along with Sammy Knight.
Look at Matt Light, 72, working on Jason Taylor. That's how you go against a speed rusher. You get that help with the guard, Woody sliding inside, but you go get a speed rusher. You don't let him come to you.
New England has gone 3 and out on 5 of their last 6 possessions, and here comes Bernard, his first NFL game, and into the wind. And on a line drive, Terrell Buckley grabbed by Teddy Bruschi and brought down at the 36-yard line. 2-yard return, 26-yard punt, and a timeout.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by IBM, official information technology partner of the NFL, and by Cadillac, bold vehicles defying convention.
It is 15 degrees with the wind chill, and there is gusty winds.
We keep talking about the wind. Now, Miami has the wind now for another 7 minutes and 7 seconds. You got to take advantage. And just in that last play, Marlon Greenwood, the linebacker, limping off the field, had to be helped off.
So after the New England punt, Patriots on top, 3-0 on a 29-yard field goal by Adam Vinatieri. 1st and 10 for Fiedler. Bobbled and caught by Darius Thompson, knocked out of bounds by Mike Vrabel, and close to a 1st down up near the 46-yard line.
You know, Darius Thompson came in this game knowing that the emphasis would be on stopping Chris Chambers, and that would mean he'd have single coverage, and that's what he has on Tyrone Poole, 38, man on man, and he breaks away for the extra yards. This is the yards after the catch. And it's what Miami needs, and it's what a lot of the skill players in this game exceed at, what they do after they catch them.
2nd and 1, Ricky Williams burrowing ahead and brought down by Vrabel again. Minimal gain, 3rd down. Let's go to Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, guys, a good one to report on out in Denver. And here from the 3, it's Plummer to Reuben Drones. It's the 3rd time today they put together at least a 10-play drive, and they now lead 24-21 in the 3rd. Let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
Remember, Kansas City beat Denver earlier in the season, Jim, by a single point, 24-23 in Arrowhead.
Remember the advantage that Jason Elam has leg-wise over Morton Anderson in a close game like that. If it comes down to a field goal, I like Denver.
They did get the 1st down. Miami did, so they got it 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Outside, Rob Conrad sheds the oncoming tackler, Ty Law, then brought down by Ted Johnson. 50-yard line, gain of about 2. It'll be 2nd down. They got a great spot on that previous play. Next Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern, CBS Sports has an NCAA basketball doubleheader. First, the Missouri Tigers tango with the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Then the biggest crowd ever to attend a basketball game expected when Kentucky takes on Michigan State in Detroit, Ford Field. Next Saturday, 2 Eastern on CBS Sports.
Yeah, I went to UCLA, and I must say, after hearing that USC won't be playing in a championship game football-wise, that's even a farce to me.
50-yard line, 2nd down, 8, Fiedler. And he's looking for McMichael. The coverage by Rodney Harrison. No yellow on the field. Incomplete. Upcoming 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
You know, quite a few words exchanged this week between Rodney Harrison and Randy McMichael earlier. You know, a little, not bad blood, but, you know, McMichael is a physical player. Harrison's a physical player. That last play sort of typified what kind of players they both are. They were banging on each other. They both wanted pass interference, but I guarantee you, if either one of them gets the ball, they're going to be looking for the other guy to put a little hit on.
Asante Samuel becomes the 5th defensive back. Jarvis Green on the line. McGinnis and Vrabel up there. 3rd down and 8 from midfield. Fiedler and Ricky Williams in the backfield. Downfield on the deflection. Rondé Gadsden has it for a first down at the 27-yard line. Brought down by Wilson and Harrison. It's a gain of 23 yards on a deflected pass, and Miami's got their best field position today.
It almost reminds me of that game earlier this year where Ed Reed of Baltimore let a ball go through his hands, deflected into Chad Johnson's hands. He went like 80 yards for a touchdown. There's a good defensive play. A ball is tipped in the air, and just smart football. Never quitting on the ball, never quitting on the play. And that's a veteran play by Rondé Gadsden.
27-yard line of New England. Miami 1st down and 10. Ricky Williams in the backfield. And here comes Fiedler going deep downfield and looking for Chambers. Incomplete. The coverage by Tyrone Poole. 2nd down and 10.
You can tell the difference in this Miami offense. This offensive line is starting to get consistent protection for Dave Wanstadt's offense and giving Jay Fiedler time to throw the ball. And the offense is also operating a little more wide open right now with that wind at their back. They're trying to make the most of this 4 minutes and 30 seconds left now in the 3rd quarter, and the advantage they're going to have against Romeo Crennel's defense going with the wind.
Chambers and Darius Thompson, the 2 wideouts. 2nd down. Ricky Williams outside, banged by Wilson, chased out of bounds by Roman Pfeiffer. A gain of 3. And they mark him out of bounds, Randy, about the 24-yard line.
I watched Olindo Mare in warm-ups. He hit like 2 out of 3 from about 47. He hit 1 out of 2 from 52, going in this direction with the wind. So they're well within his field goal range here.
The 5th defensive back is in for the New England Patriots. Rondé Gadsden has come in with McKnight as part of the receiving corps.
Watch the alignment. You might have 2 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and then 6 defensive backs.
3rd down and 7. It's caught by Chambers. He'll be close to a first down. Hit by Wilson.
Great spot, Kevin. I think it's a first down.
Rodney Harrison also with the tackle. Let's see where they mark the ball. Looks like they got it. They do move the chains on a first down.
An excellent job by Fiedler. Look at his eyes. He knows exactly who he's going to the second the ball is snapped because of the pre-snap look. You know, New England gives you a whole bunch of different looks, Jay Fiedler says, but right at the snap of the ball, they declare what they're going to do. They declared to Jay Fiedler, he read it, and that ball was gone like right now.
9th play of the drive. It's a drive that began back at about the 37. First down and 10, 17-yard line. Fiedler hit as he throws, outside, caught by Chambers, grabbed by Ty Law, and out of bounds at about the 12-yard line on a gain of 5. Fiedler was drilled.
Well, that was Rodney Harrison coming in from the backside. They're keeping McMichael, the tight end, in as the 6th blocker. See, here's the whole thing going on. You're getting protection. That was just good, aggressive football by Rodney Harrison. That is not dirty. That is not late. That's a good excuse of why you should protect your quarterback at all times, especially in the red zone.
2 tight ends, 2nd down, 5, 12-yard line. And Ricky Williams hanging his way in, brought down by Ted Washington, gain of 2 to the 10.
You see the last 2 yards of Ricky Williams' run? It was about 3 feet off the ground, and he was bringing it. His body angle changed. His whole demeanor changed. He was delivering a blow to go into that hole and get those extra yards. He's run with more attitude in the last month than he did in the 2 months before.
He's carried the most of any running back in the NFL, over 300 carries.
And Dave Wanstad leaves it up to him. It's not like he's trying to wear the guy out. He says, hey, look, Ricky, you're going to carry the load. You're our guy.
3rd down, 3 from the 10. The fake. Here comes Rodney Harrison. The ball is loose. It's a fumble and picked up by Richard Seymour. Then he bobbles it, and New England recovers at the 29-yard line on a turnover, the game's first turnover.
Do you remember the hit 2 plays ago? He came from the exact same position, the near side of the field. Here he comes. Right through there. Just like he did 2 plays ago, he does it again. This time he gets there before Jay Fiedler can turn around. Richard Seymour and the Patriots got lucky. Tried to pick it up and run with it. A defensive player should be taught, and is taught usually in these situations. Fall on the ball. He's trying to score a touchdown, and it almost cost him the ball because Todd Perry almost got in there and recovered it.
Well, no one has more sacks among active players in his career than Rodney Harrison on the turnover. From a defensive back position, that is. First down and 10 handoff, and nothing there. Good stop by Jason Taylor on Antoine Harris. Among defensive backs, Rodney Harrison, #1 in the NFL among active players.
And this is what the Miami defense now has to answer. How they want to have to answer Rodney Harrison's play. You need Jeff Scanina, you need Taylor, you need Ogunleye, you need Zach Thomas and Junior Seau to be in the backfield and make the big plays and get the ball back for your offense.
26-yard line, second down, 14. Kevin Falk in the backfield. Gibbons on the move. Brady back to throw. Hit and throws and drop incomplete. And going for the first time to tight end Christian Fourier, covered by Zach Thomas.
Wally Ogunleye was working against Tom Ashworth, the right tackle of the Patriots, and almost got Tom Brady's arm. I mean, that's how close. Plays like that typify what this game can be like, what December football is like. Here's Ogunleye working around here. Watch his right arm and watch Brady's right arm. That left arm just almost got in there.
6 defensive backs for Miami. Third down and 14 from the 26. Falk in the backfield, and Falk gets the call. Gets away from Bowens and hit by Freeman. Freeman drills him after a gain of 4. They stop the Patriots again. Again, New England's got a punt.
That's exactly what the assignment was for the Miami defense. Excellent work by Arturo Freeman and the rest of that defense on that possession.
3 second-half possessions, Randy, and 3 3-and-outs for New England.
You know, they turned the ball over, and now you're going to get your punter, Brooks Barnard. Bad punt last time, has to punt again, the rookie, into the wind. Remember, the last one was low and lined. That's why Miami has a receiver up about 20 yards from the line of scrimmage to intercept a low liner.
That's Terrell Buckley and Bernard to punt in his first NFL game. And gets this one off at the line drive, which is chased down at the 32-yard line by Charlie Rogers. Hit and brought down by Patrick Pass. And he takes the ball up to the 44-yard line on a 38-yard punt and a 12-yard return. A Patriot win. They win the division. Timeout. A Vinatieri field goal. First place at stake in the AFC in terms of home field advantage. If New England wins and Kansas City loses, right now New England would be on top, and they'd win the division. After the punt, first down and 10. From the 43 for Jay Fiedler and the Miami Dolphins. And Fiedler going downfield, caught by Darius Thompson, grabbed and brought down by Eugene Wilson and Ted Johnson. A gain of 22 yards, and Miami is at the 33-yard line of New England. That takes us to the end of the third quarter. 3-0 game, 15 degrees, wind chill, and 2 feet of snow. A big game in the AFC East. We go to the fourth with New England on top. Vinatieri from 29 yards. That's been the only score.
But Miami took advantage of their last play in the third quarter with the win with that big pass play. Now they're going in. Got to think lots of Ricky here.
First play of the fourth quarter. Good point. 35-yard line up New England. First and 10 for Jay Fiedler. Out of the backfield is Williams and Fiedler into the wind downfield. Almost picked off by Ty Law. Across the way, going for Chambers. Second down.
And you see how the ball floated? So remember, Ty Law coming into this game came in with a bad ankle. His ab injury is just now recovering. Watch how he breaks on the ball, but the ball seems to float. It's going into the wind. The ball floats a little bit, and Ty Law almost gets it. That is at least the 6th pass we've seen almost be intercepted, and Ty Law grabs right there at the back of his hamstring there.
Second down and 10. Patriot 35. Williams out of the backfield. Here comes Vrabel. Fumble again. It's loose. Second time he's fumbled today. And looks to be recovered by Miami, and it was back at the 45-yard line. They fumbled the last last time. It's a loss in the play of 10.
Every time Mike Vrabel lines up, he lines up looking like he's going to blitz. Half the time he does, half the time he doesn't. He got a quick jump on Wade Smith, 74, the left tackle. By getting that quick jump, he got right into the rookie's chest, turned him, and got right into Fiedler's back.
This is Miami's 10th possession. They have punted 8 times. They fumbled the last time. Now they're back with a 3rd and 20 at the 45 of the New England Patriots.
Now you're right where the New England defense wants you. Watch the setup. How many possible blitzers you could get here out of this defense?
6 in the secondary. 3rd down and 20. 4 receivers deployed for Fiedler. Pocket crumbles. Here comes Richard Seymour. Flag is down, and down goes Fiedler. Remember, they had it 1st and 10 at the New England 35.
That's a hold against Miami's offensive line, and just when Dave Wanstead needed his line to step up the most, they stepped up the least. Here's Seymour working right here, coming inside against Jamie Nails. Look at Mike Vrabel take up 2 blockers. Wade Smith tries to cut Seymour. Seymour steps right over the top of him. That was a perfectly executed defensive stunt.
So now they're putting way back, and this is Matt Turk. End over end boot. And Tyrone Poole lost the ball on a bounce picked up by Kevin Falk, and he's quickly tackled on the play by Jimmy Wyrick, who was just signed this week off the street, a former Detroit Lion player who was waived, number 25.
The punts in the direction of the wind, they drop out of the air. It fooled Poole, but it didn't fool Falk. That's heads-up play.
It's 15 degrees. That's what happens when your head is hot.
That's when 98.6 meets 15-degree wind chill.
30-yard line after Miami gives it up, 1st down and 10. And here comes Brady, caught by Kevin Falk, finds a seam, busted by Marion, fumble on the play. Miami thinks they've got it, and Miami does have it. That is the first New England turnover. And Falk, as you can see, is down and motionless at about the 44. Cracked inside, and Brock Marion was among many Dolphins in there with the hit.
It was an excellent job by Tom Brady in the protection. He's hit on the backside by Junior Seau and twisted his legs down to the ground, causing that fumble. Here comes the hit by Seau. Pins the legs, and Marion whacks him.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the next Ford F-150, built Ford tough. AT&T Wireless. Reach out on the wireless service America trusts. AT&T Wireless. And by CDW, the right technology right away.
A fumble. Kevin Falk is up and off the field. The good news is he's up and off. The bad news is Kevin Falk thinks he's Marshall Falk. 1st down and 10. 45-yard line. First turnover by New England. Ricky Williams into the grasp of Brewski. Gets 5, and he's down to the 40-yard line of the New England Patriots.
Take another look at this hit. Watch Brock Marion come in. Junior Seau's on his legs. Marion makes the contact, and it's such vicious contact. He drops the ball immediately. But if you thought his knee might have been down, the ball is out before his knee is down. That was an excellent defensive play, and also a very nice job by the officials.
2nd down and 5 from the 40. Ricky Williams, we're going to get a lot of dose of him. Ted Washington around his ankles, makes the grab after a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 3. Let's go to New York and Jim Nance.
All right, guys, this is a game Patriot fans are watching very closely. The Chiefs, having lost only once this season, find themselves 10 down as we start the 4th quarter, as Clinton Portis runs 59 yards for his 3rd touchdown of the day. Let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
And Jim, remember this: if New England wins and Denver loses, first place in the AFC at stake, New England would have it. They would have the home field as of this stage of the season.
And what you just saw Denver do is what this Miami offensive line has to do. They've got to block for Ricky Williams.
3rd and 3, 37. Fiedler out of the reach. Incomplete at Chambers, who is covered by Eugene Wilson. And another punt coming up for Miami.
Such a nice job by Ricky Williams in that last run play to get him where he needed to be. And that ball just sails a little bit on Fiedler, gets just past the fingertips of Chris Chambers. I think there's a good argument there as to running Ricky Williams again. I think if you're going to be in this game, it's 3-0 and it's all field position. You've got to pound Ricky Williams.
4th down and about 3. Dedrick Ward is deep back. Turk the punt for a 10th time in 11 positions. It's going to hang. It's going to be fair caught by Ward at the 15-yard line, a 23-yard punt. Dedrick Ward, the ex-Miami Dolphin player, and a timeout. Both teams have turned it over. Vinatieri, a first quarter 29-yard field goal. Here comes New England again at their 15, 1st and 10 after the Miami punt. Ward is among 3 receivers for Brady. Antoine Smith in his backfield. Brady hit by Gourlier and throws and caught in a bobble, reeled in by Deion Branch. What a sensational grab at the 40-yard line. Hit by Brock Marion, 25-yard gain.
He got both hands, a knee, some shin, part of a shoe. Watch the concentration and the eyes on the ball. He's watching it there, and into his hands. That was a nice job by Tom Brady avoiding the pass rush and buying himself an extra second.
40-yard line, 1st down and 10. Smith in the backfield. It looks like Brady's changing the play. Antoine Smith grabbed by Jason Taylor, 3-yard gain. Tonight on 60 Minutes, that Abercrombie & Fitch has withdrawn its Christmas catalog as Too Racy is not the only Too Racy thing being said about him. You'll see it some more tonight on 60 Minutes, followed by television's most watched new drama cold case, then Emmy winner Tyne Daly stars in Undercover Christmas. Tonight, 9, 8 Central on CBS, 2nd down and 7. Brady winding up and going deep down the side, looking for Gibbons, who is covered stride for stride by Sam Madison. 3rd and 7.
This position, you want to take advantage of pass protection. You want to protect your quarterback. Look at Ashworth and the job that Joe Andruzzi did, just coming over and splattering Jason Taylor. And because of the extra time that was bought, you know, Gibbons was out. It looked like he'd already stepped out of bounds. See the hat on the ground right there? The official had thrown his hat down on the ground, marking that Gibbons was forced out of bounds on that coverage and couldn't be an eligible receiver coming back in.
6 defensive backs, 3rd down and 7 for Brady. Here comes Gourlier, who is blocked in downfield. Caught Brock Marion with the strike. It is a 1st down. Marion tackles Branch, who makes his 4th catch on 3rd down today. It's a gain of 18 yards. They'll mark him at the 39-yard line of Miami.
Well, Bill Belichick's offense and quarterback is taking advantage of the elements. Have the wind at their back, and they're now throwing the ball 15, 20, 25 yards in chunks down the field, and taking advantage also of a nice pass protection by their offense up front, offensive line, especially the tackles, Ashworth and Light.
5 in the secondary, 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Antoine Smith. There's a block by Copen and Andruzzi, and a gain of about 2 yards by Smith. Zach Thomas in there for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, a nice job today, too, by Zach Thomas, the guy that came into the game not really sure of what exactly he could do. Missed a game about a month ago against Tennessee with a groin injury. Was lifting weights Monday and hurt his hip muscle and didn't practice much all week long. But you knew with a guy like Zach Thomas, he wasn't going to miss a game like this in December.
5 in the secondary, 38-yard line, 2nd down, long 8. It's David Gibbons on the move. Antoine Smith in the backfield. The fake to him and the throw. And incomplete to Fourier. Going downfield. Incomplete pass. And Seau in coverage. Did Miami. 3rd down, long 8. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining.
You see a play like this in the last couple of plays, you begin to appreciate why football at times can kind of be chess on grass. It's kind of a matchup between Charlie Weiss and Jim Bates, the defensive coordinator of Miami, just figuring out blitzes, figuring out routes.
6 defensive backs for the Dolphins. 3rd long 8 at the Miami 38. Here comes Seau. There goes Brady, who moves up in the pocket, is hit and brought down. Looks like Jason Taylor devours him. The 3rd sack on Brady today, and it is back at the 40-yard line, and because of that, moves him out of field goal range, and they've got a punt.
The difference is you've got the area up front has been compressed. Tom Brady could not step all the way up to avoid the pass rush. Jason Taylor was able to come around Matt Light and get that sack because up front Junior Seau had blitz and compressed the pocket.
You were saying during the break you think more zone to get more pressure up the middle for Miami?
Exactly. You've got to get the pressure up in Tom Brady's face so he can't step up.
19 punts in the game with this one right here. Charlie Rogers deep back, and it's going to take a great New England bounce at the 5, out of bounds. 35-yard punt in his first NFL games. Brooks Bernard has come up big.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you. And by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time.
With Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, 4-yard line after the New England punt, Miami 1st and 10.
Tell you what, Dolphins, if you want to go to the playoffs, if you want to stay in this AFC East race, you bang it out of here, and you bang it out of here because of your offensive line, because you're facing a defense that stopped everybody they've faced lately.
Fiedler 1st and 10. Williams in the backfield. McMichael the tight end in motion, and Fiedler right to right. Intercepted, touchdown! Teddy Bruschi. Unbelievable!
And the fans are going nuts throwing snow. And they got plenty of it to throw, I guarantee you.
That is the 5th defensive touchdown for the New England Patriots this season, number 1 in the NFL. The extra point is off and bouncing through off the upright and ricochets in by Adam Vinatieri.
Teddy Bruschi lines up at the defensive left inside linebacker, and you've got to watch his reactions reading the quarterback. Look at him stare at Jay Fiedler. Concentrate on the quarterback. Where's the ball going? That is an interception. To interrupt a pass by grabbing it out of the air is to intercept it. Just to think, this was a defensive end at the University of Arizona in college. One of the greatest sackers in collegiate history comes here, and Belichick and Parcells at that time make a linebacker out of it.
How big is that punt by Brooks Bernard to get him down in the 4?
It's a job by a rookie in a pressure situation, in a pressure job. You come into a place that just fired the guy you replaced. In these conditions, you can't ask for more pressure.
Think of everything that is on the line for the New England Patriots. If they win the division. If they win, they're in first place in the AFC if Kansas City loses, and Kansas City is losing in Denver now by 10 points. So the number 1 team in the AFC, should New England win and Kansas City lose, would be the New England Patriots.
I mean, don't forget about the extra point either at 3-zip. You get a doink. A doink, a near stymie, but it still comes in off the other one. It's a double doink. The crowd here throwing snow and going nuts because Teddy Bruschi is athletic enough, has the hands enough, and the football instinct to read the quarterback and get Jay Fiedler and the Dolphins for 7 points.
That's as good an interception as you'll see by any player, regardless of position on the defense.
You want to see a group of fans in a stadium. I don't know if I've ever seen a group having more fun than however many people are here right now. And Dave Wanstead, he's having no fun right now.
Here's the ensuing kickoff. Travis Minor from the 5-yard line runs into Chatham, grabbed by Antoine Harris and brought down. 21-yard return. Jim, what a game here in Foxborough. Let's go to you in New York.
I love the scene, the way they celebrate there. Meanwhile, they're also celebrating out of the Mile High City because Clinton Portis has now scored 4 touchdowns today. 38-21. Broncos, 10 minutes left. Let's go back to you.
How about what Eddie Kennison said earlier this week for Kansas City against the Denver Broncos? Remember,
if Kansas City loses that game, New England for the rest of this month, for the next 3 weeks, their fate is in their own hands as far as having the #1 seed, because Kansas City will then have 2 losses in the AFC, Kevin.
First place at stake. Patriots watch Miami line up at the 26. Miami 1st and 10. Ricky Williams. Roman Pfeiffer along with Teddy Bruschi make the tackle on Ricky Williams after a gain of 7. And he's up to about the 34-yard line.
We've talked about what a great job Teddy Bruschi has done in that last interception and how good that defense has been. 49 possessions in a row now, dating back to October 5th without giving up a touchdown. But if you're in the Miami huddle, forget all that. You can't concentrate on that. You're thinking touchdown. You're thinking protection.
2nd down, 3. Williams again hit and brought down on that line by rookie Ty Warren, who's out of Texas A&M. Gain of 2 on the play. Williams rushing today, 23 carries, 66 yards.
Remember last year, Romeo Crennel's defense gave up 185 yards to Ricky Williams in an overtime game at the end of the season. And Ricky Williams had 200 yards plus against Buffalo in the snow. But he's come up here in these elements, and this defense has stymied him.
3rd down and 1 at the 36. Chambers on the move. Conrad and Williams in the backfield. Ricky again. Hit by Tyrone Poole. He did not get it.
Nope. You've got 7.5 minutes to go. You've called on 3rd and 1, a power play with a lead back Conrad behind your biggest offensive lineman, Jamie Niels, bringing that fullback. Watch the job by Seymour. Seymour does it. Tyrone Poole, the little fella, comes in from the corner and gets himself a little bit of leg of Ricky Williams, and they're going to punt and bring it out. I think this is a good decision.
It's only the 2nd time all season that Ricky Williams has not gotten a first down on 3rd and 1. Team record 11 punts coming up for Miami and Matt Turk.
Now 50 possessions in a row. The New England opponents have not scored a touchdown.
Great punt. High. Dedrick Ward is back. Fair caught with Wyrick in his face. No yellow on the field at the 26.
Remember, the whole halo idea is no longer in the league. That's not a rule any longer.
Timeout. Tonight on television's most watched new drama, cold case, an anonymous caller confesses to a 14-year-old murder. Who is he and why is he telling the police now? Detective Lily Rush is about to uncover the truth. Don't miss an all-new cold case tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS. With first place on the line, a division title in front of him. Pretty important possession and game for the New England Patriots.
Remember, last week up by 21, New England did not exactly back off. You know, Bill Belichick said he was going to stay aggressive, and he stayed aggressive. Indianapolis almost came back and beat him, but he stayed aggressive. I thought he and Charlie Weiss did exactly what they should have done. They ran their offense. It's out of their character to suddenly put in the wishbone.
First down and 10, 27-yard line. Antoine Smith in the backfield. He'll get the handoff, then is hit by Seau and brought down with little or no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
When you talk about this team, we mentioned earlier Brady, how well he plays against winning teams.
There's the Patriots this year against teams with winning records. I mean, it's impressive. Somehow, some way, they have beat people. Whether it's just come out and just like when they played Dallas, where they physically beat them up here and had a great game against Dallas, or kind of stole one in other weeks, they find ways to win against everybody, especially the winners.
2nd and 10, 27-yard line. Antoine Smith in the middle and grabbed, hauled down a Goonlier. One of a couple Dolphins in there. Gain of 1, 3rd and 9 upcoming for New England. 3 timeouts remaining each way.
You know, you've run on first, you've run on second. Now you've set yourself in a situation. Miami said, okay, well, heck, you're going to pound it like that. Now you've got to throw the ball on third down. What I was talking about was what was in the normal Charlie Weiss New England MO is slinging it and then running it. Maybe slinging it twice and then running it. Now they've become a little bit more predictable this possession.
Passes in the backfield, third down and 9 as Brady goes outside to Graham. Tackled by Junior Seau, finished off by a Goodlier, and a loss of 5 on the play. So now Miami will take a quick timeout and stop the clock.
That was absolutely textbook perfect by the Miami defense on that possession. Stuffed him on 2 runs, and then Junior Seau reads the screen, avoids Joe Andruzzi's block, and knocks down the receiver. That was just, when you draw it up, you say, what are we going to do when a team's trying to kill the ball? If they're going to cooperate and run it the first 2 downs, and then where they have to throw it, that was a perfect scenario by the Miami defense.
So Miami takes their first timeout. There you see Charlie Rogers setting up for the New England punt. And Brooks Bernard, 7th 3-and-out for the New England Patriots today. Turnovers in this game. 1 for New England and 2 for Miami. They're all coming at Bernard. Rogers will wave it off. And a flag is down. Dying the ball is at the 35-yard line. 42-yard punt. Ronnie Paxton, who centered the ball, snapped the ball, is hobbling off the field. It is a penalty against New England.
Backup snapper is Russ Hochstein, the backup offensive lineman, so Paxton can't go.
66 of the kicking team. 10-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Ronnie Paxton's got that look on his face like, I was a snapper and I was holding.
Paxton will come out. Hochstein will stay on the sideline. And now Rogers is going to move up.
There's Lonnie Paxton right there in the middle. There's Grigsby going against him. See, he hooks his right side. That was an excellent call. Excellent call there on that play for holding, because Paxton absolutely held.
Now Bernard is in the end zone. Rogers at midfield for Miami. Here they come again, and the punt is poor. And Rogers picks it up and then is doused immediately on the side. He was hit by Gerard Cherry and by Don Davis on a very small punt of 34 yards. Tonight on CBS, when an FBI agent hides his star witness at his mom's house, there'll be no peace on earth. Emmy winner Tyne Daly and Jamie Gertz in Undercover Christmas tonight, 9, 8 Central on CBS.
And Kevin, Miami picked up 20 yards in that possession difference. 20 yards.
It's been a long time since they've been shut out. That's what the New England defense is pitching right now. 45-yard line of the Patriots. Fiedler first down and 10. Good block by Ricky Williams. Fiedler going deep down the side, looking for Chambers. Incomplete coverage by Ty Law. 2nd down and 10.
They haven't been shut out since 2001 against San Francisco, and they're facing a New England defense with guys like Ty Law that have gone 50 possessions now straight, dating back to October 5th, without giving up a touchdown. But this difference in field position is kind of like I talked about in the last possession by New England. I think you have to stay who you are. Who they are is short passing, not a power running team. If they get the ball back, they better pass. They're going to keep giving Miami this kind of field position.
Base 34 defense for New England, 2nd down and 10. Fiedler down the side looking for Thompson. Off his fingertips, incomplete coverage by 5'8" Tyrone Poole.
That was really nice position by Tyrone Poole, and just a little too early of a jump by Thompson. If he jumps half a step later, he's got that perfect arch in his jump to catch that pass by Fiedler. Nice positioning by Fiedler.
I say 5'8" because Thompson comes in about 6'3 and a half, 6'4.
Well, last time we saw Tyrone Poole down in Houston working against Andre Johnson, he was jumping up over his head. So he's got plenty of ups.
3rd down and 10. Fiedler has missed his last 5. A 3-man rush, and Fiedler sets and swings the pass, intercepted by Ty Law. Right in front of Chambers, 32-yard line. That is the 3rd turnover, the 2nd interception, and that may seal the New England Patriot win and a division championship.
The snow is flying again here in New England because this New England defense has run their streak of possessions to 51. Look at the read by Ty Law. He's jumping and reacting on the ball before Chambers can even turn around. In fact, Chambers looks like he never really does turn around and look for the ball.
A division championship, perhaps, in first place in the AFC. The Chiefs are losing in Denver. If New England goes on to win, they would hold the tiebreaker and be number 1 in the AFC in terms of the buy-in home field. 32-yard line. Brady takes over, 1st down and 10. Antoine Smith again. Brought down by Jay Williams, a gain of 2. Jim Nance, let's go to New York and you in our studios.
All right, the Broncos have blanked the Chiefs in the second half, and are you ready for this? One more time. Number 5 on the day, Portis. 5 touchdowns, 218 yards rushing, and they are up big on the Chiefs. It is over in Denver. Let's go back to you.
Jim, you think there want to be a couple more people want to take those votes again about who's the best running back in the NFL? Hear a lot of discussions the last couple of weeks about who the number 1 guy is, and we saw him eat up the Raiders last week, and he is devouring Kansas City today.
1 timeout now remaining for the Miami Dolphins. They burn 1 right there. Patriots have 3. For those of you expecting to see 60 Minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS. Game between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots in 2 feet of snow and wind chills of 15 degrees. Kevin Harlan with Randy Cross. Our score, 10-0 New England. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except in the West Coast, where it'll be seen in its regularly scheduled time and close to a 1st down.
They got it. I think it is a 1st down from where that spot is.
David Givens on a gain of 8, and they will move the chain.
Kevin, that's why I like staying in your offense. Not just pounding it, and being predictable on 3rd down. New England has to be who they are. They're a wonderful defensive team using all kinds of players, including Willie McGinnis. But Bill Belichick's offense is not a power offense anymore, if it ever really was. Now it's a short, passing, efficient offense.
42-yard line, 1st and 10. They've got Patrick Pass in the backfield with Antoine Smith, and there he goes, fumbling by midfield and into Miami territory and brought down by Brock Marion. It's a gallop of 20 yards of 1st down, and they'll mark him at the 36-yard line of the Dolphins.
But if you're going to give your short passing, but you're going to still run it on 1st down, that offensive line is so important to pound them up front. Your lead blocker, Patrick Pass, can't find anybody to block till he gets out to the corner. Sam Madison and Antoine Smith, who was inactive last week on the speed track and is active this week on the inclement weather track, has done a nice job of really having a functional running game for this offense.
24 carries and 60 yards for Antoine Smith. Givens on the move, 37-yard line, 1st and 10. Zach Thomas brings down Antoine Smith, getting some help from Seau and friends. No gain on the play. Busy day in the NFL. Kansas City getting whacked in Denver. Baltimore beat Cincinnati. A big day for Clinton Portis with 5 rushing touchdowns. Buffalo on top of the Jets late. And look at what San Francisco hung on Arizona today. Timeout. Final one taken by Miami. Minnesota over Seattle. Seattle's defense, Randy, has been going downhill pretty quick. Big Eagle win today over Dallas. Cowboys lose their 2nd consecutive game. Redskins win.
This December is the time where you find out what teams are really like. And occasionally, not that Dallas was a fraud, but Dallas is a team with many flaws. December will expose your flaws, as emphasis in December is also on your strengths. And defense is a strength here.
If Denver goes on to win, if New England goes on to win, Denver and Miami would flip-flop, and Denver would be
on top in terms of that wild card, and New England would be in first place in the AFC playoff picture. Second down and 10. 37-yard line. Richard Seymour is in as a lead blocker for Antoine Smith, who runs into Sammy Knight and picks up 3 yards and takes it to the 33-yard line. New England looking for their 9th consecutive win. It would be their 11th win in the last 12 games. The 9 straight wins would equal the longest winning streak this season in the NFL.
This last play will take us down to the 2-minute warning, just about. Seymour still in at fullback.
Klecko was inactive today. 2 tight ends. Here comes Smith. And smothered almost at the line of scrimmage, well shy of a first down. And hit by Jason Taylor and by Zach Thomas. Loss on the play of about 2.
But Miami is going to get the ball back. They won't have timeouts left. But Fiedler's not the only. Fiedler can work some magic if he can get this ball down the field.
We're at the 2-minute warning, 4th down and 10, and New England will go for it from their 36-yard line. Gibbons on the move, and Brady will punt. A little pooch, which will tie inside the 5. Gathered in and down at the 1-yard line, and it was Daniel Graham, a 35-yard punt. The big play in the game from Foxborough under 2 feet of snow and wind chill readings of 15 degrees. The interception by Teddy Bruschi's second half into the end zone for a touchdown. A 10-0 lead by the New England Patriots. We had some shoving after the play for those of you who have just joined us from around the country. A pooch punt on 4th and 10 by New England quarterback Tom Brady. Early in the game, this 29-yard field goal by Adam Vinatieri disputed, but went over the upright and was counted. And then the big interception by Bruschi in the second half. His 4th consecutive interception for a touchdown. The 5th defensive touchdown, which leads the NFL by the New England Patriots this year. The 3 turnovers, including 2 interceptions of quarterback Jay Fiedler. Randy, a big day for New England.
Well, this game has been about the New England defense, and I think the New England coaches. And it really, the coup de grace, the finishing touch was that quick kick right there, the little pooch kick by Tom Brady out of the shotgun formation. Just a perfect call at the right time, and Miami was not ready.
Here comes Fiedler at his 1, stranded there, 1st and 10. Ricky Williams tries to sledgehammer his way up and get some room. Gain of a couple. Tackle made by Seymour. Just a reminder, 60 Minutes is coming up next in its entirety, except for those of you on the West Coast, where it will be seen at its regularly scheduled time here on CBS. Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan with you in Chile. Foxborough, 2nd down and 8. The shotgun snap from Ruddy to Fiedler, who is hit as he throws, and it flutters incomplete. He's been facing all kinds of pressure today, and Mike Vrabel jumping on his back there.
Hey, New England discovered a lot of things today. They discovered they still have a pretty strong defense that can smother an offense, holding Miami to 139 yards and only 7 first downs. Miami turned the ball over 3 times. They also discovered they may have that functional running game that they need, because they were able to run the ball when they needed to early, and they were able to run the ball when they needed to late.
How about Randy McMichael? Not 1 single catch today for the Miami Dolphins. It's 3rd down and 8.
And Chris Chambers only 1 real catch of consequence.
Fiedler at the 3. Outside, incomplete. 1 hopping it to Ricky Williams. Now it'll be 4th down. What a big game this was for both teams. For New England, first place on the line in the AFC. If they go on to win and Kansas City loses, they'll have the tiebreaker with the Chiefs and the first place position in the AFC. That means bye and home field advantage as of right now. 2:15 remaining in Denver. Clinton Portis, you may or may not know, 5 rushing Denver touchdowns today.
And you've got to go in here on 4th down when you're on the 3-yard line.
4th and 8, and Fiedler with the snowballs coming down, brought down, and a safety. Jarvis Green, Vrabel, McGinnis, all in there, and that will seal it for the New England Patriots, who will win the AFC Eastern Division crown.
This is a group effort. Jarvis Green gets there, but so does Vrabel first, and Jarvis Green puts him down on the ground. Mike Vrabel, after having the flu all week long, has done a wonderful job in the second half of consistently putting pressure on Jay Fiedler. And the offensive line of Miami, the team needed him in the second half to put some aggressive nature into the offense. They needed him to take over the game, and they couldn't do it. The New England defense was just flat better.
So New England will win the division. They'll win their 9th consecutive game, the longest current winning streak in the NFL. Over 2 feet of snow, 28 inches to be exact, has fallen on this area with the nor'easter over the last couple days. The snow was in the seats, and there it is. That's what everybody faced when they came inside Gillette Stadium today. Now the free kick by Matt Turk after the safety on Fiedler. And they whistle, and they're going to blow it down. Remember, Miami had come in 8-4, and Miami had won 3 consecutive games themselves coming into this afternoon.
All right, yeah, again, we were talking about this New England defense. 52 possessions now in a row, dating back to October 5th, without giving up a touchdown for this defense here in New England.
They'll do it again. Bethel Johnson, the rookie from Texas A&M, grabs it, signaled for a fair catch, got it on a bounce, and they'll mark him dead right there. It is a busy night on CBS. Beginning with 60 Minutes, then Cold Case, then the CBS Sunday movie Undercover Christmas with Tyne Daly. With Denver winning today and New England winning, New England is in first place in the AFC playoff picture, even though they are tied with Kansas City. The Chiefs have lost more conference games than New England. New England in first, they win the AFC East. You see Kansas City at 11-2. Denver is in control of their own fate, and Miami now at 8-5 in kind of a tenuous position.
And I spoke earlier, and Baltimore sitting there at 8-5 also with a very easy schedule.
Be careful of the Baltimore Ravens.
Now the Patriots, after tonight, Jacksonville at the Jets, and against Buffalo here just after Christmas. Miami will end with the Jets in Miami. They'll also play Buffalo, and they'll play next week against the 10-3 and red-hot Philadelphia Eagles, who beat Dallas today. The executive producers of the NFL on CBS are Sean McManus and Tony Petitti. Coordinating directors Larry Cavallina. Today's game produced by Bob Monsbach and directed by Bob Fishman. Coordinating producer of CBS Sports, Harold Bryant. Associate director of today's game, Fred Johnson. Broadcast associate, Jason Ross. Technical manager, Michael Sandors. The technical director, Dennis Stone. Audio supervisor, Steve Chapman. Statistician, Pat McGrath. A Teddy Bruschi interception for a touchdown. The big play. The New England Patriots throw a shutout at Miami. New England is in first place in the AFC. They win the AFC East. For Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan saying so long from Foxborough, where New England shuts out Miami 12-0. Tonight is 60 Minutes on CBS, followed by Cold Case in the CBS Sunday movie Undercover Christmas. You've been watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 38.